Anyways, what's going on? This is for getting into doing today. We're back. I know it's been a long time since I've uploaded a video, but well, this is a different fight. You've never seen this before on my channel. This is the 8330 from JAR Design. I'm just gonna pick it up and mess around with it, see how it flies. It's certainly different than the 8330. It's definitely a heavier feel. But yeah, let's get right to it. I've already connected the ground power train to the battery. So today we're going from JFK up to Boston. JFK to Boston. So yeah, we'll go on over some vehicles here. Departure on the 2 minutes, arrival on the 4 right. And I think the ORW6 arrival. We're going to leave around ORW6, so we're really just going to take this departure. Take no departure. Alright, so departure on 4 right. No sleep. No transition. And 4 right, no GP drive. We'll be to online. After that, Boston. Very simple procedure. That's not like. And then yeah, down here I'll go to the first tab. That's all this is. Just put that in. I don't mess with them, I just kind of get a photo and take off. Because you're doing walk through them, you're like aiming at a lot of people. Fine. So we're going to put that over the video and show you the one to the next one. I'll get back. I'm not even going to look at the load sheet until I haven't touched it. I've looked at it to be sure that I'm okay where I need to be here in the past. I was carried around by the same fuel. So I'm okay with that. I'll just be trying to work with something else like this. It just because sometimes I don't know how to work this out. Maybe I'll find it. I'll figure it out one day, but it shows everything. But one day, total weight 16,000. Cargo. Carbon A, B, and C. Fuel in kilograms. Fuel index. Yeah. Everything.
At this
Okay.
time, make sure your seat backs
Looks it
and
all
tray
similar
tables
to
are in their full upright
down
position.
here.
Also, make sure your seat belt is correctly fastened. Also, we advise you that as of this moment, any electronic equipment must be turned off. Thank you.
We'll just set altimeter 3016. It's probably 3015, but I don't really care. So yeah. This is all aligned. Our RSs are aligned. So I think we're almost ready for a pushback here. Double check everything. Our fuel, we have plenty on board. Our nav radio is set up for the ILS runway 4 right. Let's just double check. That's wrong. I chose the wrong departure runway. The arrival runway is correct. This is why you double check things. Departure's on runway 22 right, not 4 right. Right, 22 right, no SID, no transition. Temporary flight plan, insert. So that fixes what we had to do. Okay. Let's clear this up. Alright, whatever. We're going direct to the top of climb anyway, so it doesn't matter because it's actually after our flight plan. If I were to just zoom this all the way out. Actually, we're going to go direct merit from present position. Direct. I guess it just doesn't want to let us. I'm okay with it, however it is. Yeah, we'll figure this out once we're in the air. We'll call for a pushback now. So this is going. I should not have control over this yet. Are any of my engines running? Does the APU doesn't give them, does it? Confused. These should all, whatever. I'm just gonna roll with it. Set the mode to ignition start. Turn our radios on. I got a wing view too. When we start setting flaps. Alright. Almost connected. It's just gotta back in and fully pick up our wheel. So yeah, let's get going with this. Alright, it's picked up our wheel. We're gonna push back just into this area. So yeah, let's get going. We're gonna have to ignore all this. Excuse me. Sorry if that was incredibly loud in your ears, I couldn't tell. But yeah, here we go. So we're gonna back up a little bit here, and then turn. So hopefully we can get our note. Whoa. Did I not turn the parking brake off? It didn't, but it doesn't really matter because we're still pushing. Alright, maybe let's start an engine. Engine 1, coming alive. I'm just gonna push back onto this line. And wait for both engines to spool up. Alright, yeah, we're just gonna have to deal with this. Let's go in here, set the parking brake. Tractor is gone. Alright, parking brake is set. Let's do a flight control check while we're at it. Flight control check. Said flight control. While it's waiting for the engines to boot up, that's it. Alright, engine 1 is available. Starting engine 2. Let's see if we can get a good view of this. Alright, you can see it booting up right now. Alright, that's gonna boot it up any second, so let's just... Yeah, it's available right now. We're gonna wait for the available sign to disappear before we, Alright. So we're just gonna leave the emission on emission start, just in case for some reason. Set flaps 1. Set brake fan auto brakes max. And we're gonna go up here to the lights because we probably should have them on. Turn this to taxi. Hello? I said turn to taxi. It's just one notch. So that, wing, beacon, strobe.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. If you haven't already done so, please stow your carry-on luggage underneath the seat in front of you or in an overhead bin.
You're good to go.
Please take your seat and fasten your seatbelt.
Please coming off.
And also make sure your seat back and folding trays are in their full upright position. At this time, we request that all mobile phones, pagers, radios, and remote control toys be turned off for the full duration of the flight. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Smoking is prohibited on the entire aircraft, including the lavatories. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying the lavatory smoke detectors is prohibited by law. If you have any questions about our flight today, please don't hesitate to ask one of our flight attendants. Thank you. When the seatbelt sign illuminates, you must fasten your seatbelt. Insert the metal fittings one into the other, and tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. There are several emergency exits on this aircraft, 2 forward, 2 aft, and 1 over wing. Please take a few moments now to locate your nearest exit. Oxygen and the air pressure are always being monitored. In the event of decompression, an oxygen mask will automatically appear in front of you. To start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you. A life vest is located in a pouch under your seat or between the armrests. When instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Slip it over your head. Pass the straps around your waist and adjust at the front. To inflate the vest, pull firmly on the red cord, only when leaving the aircraft. If you need to refill the vest, blow into the mouthpieces. Use the whistle and light to attract attention. You will find this and all the other safety information in the card located in the seat pocket in front of you. We strongly suggest you read it before takeoff. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask one of our crew members. We wish you all an enjoyable flight.
Call out V1 is coming up during about 1:35 or 1:30. There's a V1, rotate. A bit of a crosswind, but we can manage. Positive rate of climb, gears coming up. And we're going to start our left turn. Actually, we can climb faster than this. We're going to go flaps up, start our left turn to our top of climb. Press levers, climb. We're going to go ahead and actually turn the autopilot on and just see what it does here and go open climb. It looks like it wants to do what I want it to do, which is a good sign. After takeoff checklist. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, but this is not for a while. Setting this to standard. That's up in the flight levels. We're just gonna go ahead and do it now. Nobody really cares. Okie doke. Up we go to flight level 220. Wing view. Front of the wing, back of the wing. Go up here. I forgot to set the nose light to take off and then we turn off light, and I forgot to turn my landing lights on, but that's okay. It's just part of learning how to fly the A330. And we're past parallel with the runway, but that is runway 22 right there. Yeah. We are getting a bit of low frames, 30 frames per second. I prefer 60, but this is not an easy aircraft to just run up or to load into your game, so, you know. I know it looks like it's not going anywhere near Merit, but it's actually going to get itself lined up so it can then head direct to Merit. So we'll see. We'll hopefully see a turn coming in rather soon. like I said, there goes a turn. We're banking towards Merritt. So yeah. I will speed up time once we get up to 22,000 feet and basically immediately start our descent. Actually, my top of a descent should be in this if I go out to 160. So yeah, there's our top of descent. So in between Merritt and here, we will start descending down to, if I pull up the charts, to Sky Vector. Sky Vector is what I use for my charts in the US. They supply them, it's great. So let me pull up Sky Vector and pull it up on screen for you guys. Alright. This is Sky Vector. Let me shrink it, doesn't need to be this huge. Alright. Earth. Okay. I guess this just wanted to come too. Okay. Anyway, my last flight was from San Fran, so we're just gonna go KJFK to KBOS. KBOS. Wait for that to load in. We're gonna get airport diagram, although I pretty much know how to do it. ILS 184 right. And War W6. That's departures. It does not have it almost. That's kind of a problem. It doesn't matter. We're basically just going to descend to, actually it tells us right here where we need to be. At Nabo we'll be at 3,000 feet, and we'll intercept the localizer, and then we'll just hit the glide slope, and we'll be okay. So yeah. Pull this aside. Oh, that's why I went so wrong. I just wanted to pull this over here. Okie doke. This thing does feel like climbing like a skyrocket. We're going to put it into manage mode. It's going to bring us right up to 296 IAS. And yeah, let's get going. So yeah, now would probably be a good time for anyone watching this episode. Anyway, my levers are at, oh no they're not, they're at like toga to speed up. There we go. Plus my throttles were disconnected momentarily. Alright, let me see, now that we're maintaining a steady speed, let me see if I can speed it up a little bit. By the way, to explain, if you're looking to speed up the time, so that you're not sitting in the air for a long time, hit Alt and then T for 2 times, 4 times, and then 6 times. And then hitting after that 6 times, it resets it. So yeah. Although it does mess with your aircraft, because your aircraft starts flailing around and overcorrecting. So just use it in short bursts, in my case. Also, at turns, when you're turning, you definitely do not want 6 times on. Just food for thought. Alright, we hit our top of climb, even though we're still climbing. It's okay. Actually, I set it at 2200, we're going to 2100. There we go. So it really was our top of climb. Alright, normal speed. You don't want it to overcorrect as we come up. Probably right around about 20 miles from Merritt. We'll start our descent down to 8,000, then 3,000 after we make it. Oh, it just went at the wrong thing. I want open descent down to 21,000 feet, please. Hello? God. Alright, we don't have to do flight controls anymore. We already are aware that they work. We'll just go to fuel so we can look at our fuel. Plenty of fuel on board. Okay. It is descending us. down to 21,000 feet. Alt star.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. We are now crossing a zone of turbulence. Please return your seats and keep your seatbelts fastened. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign, and you may now move around the cabin. However, we always recommend to keep your seatbelt fastened while you are seated. You may now turn on your electronic devices such as calculators, CD players, and laptop computers. In a few moments, the flight attendants will be passing around the cabin to offer you hot or cold drinks, as well as breakfast, dinner, supper, light meal, a snack. Alcoholic drinks are also available at a nominal charge with our compliments. Also, we will be showing you our video presentation. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Thank you.
I think going past what our altitude actually activated the approach phase, which is a bit of a mishap. Anyway, we're going to start our descent now down to 8,000. 8,000 speed, we're going to restrict it down to 250, and we're going to deploy full speed brakes to help reduce that, and we'll open up our open descent and let that go. So it's not actually going to start descending until it reaches 250, which is why I deployed speed brakes. I'll bump it up to half, because the way open descent works is it descends at a rate that will maintain the speed you gave it. So with speed brakes, it actually has to descend faster. So full speed brakes means it will descend at its fastest rate. Of course, you could also just put on vertical speed and put it at negative 3,000 and you'll speed up at no time. The keyword being speed up. You don't want to speed up. That's why you use open descent, because it will give you your best rate. So here we go, we've reached that speed, we're now descending at open descent, and we are going to turn on 6 times speed as we descend.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position. Make sure your seat belt is securely fastened and all carry-on luggage is stowed underneath the seat in front of you or in the overhead bins. Please turn off all electronic devices until we are safely parked at the gate. Thank you.
Certainly a cool aircraft. Let me put those speed brakes up to half now. We don't need to descend to this quickly. And here you can see we're actually going to go down to 3,000 feet now, because Cran is right there, and we need to descend. Speed brakes full, because we need to descend quickly. As you can now pitch down a little bit further. Within 20 miles of PVD, and then we're now, within 10 miles, now we're 20 miles until Cran. Let me actually pause this really quickly, go into this, go into the weather. Well, that's not what I want. That's not at all what I want. I want this. Clear. Apply changes. There we go. And we're going to reset this and then go. Whoa, that threw off the aircraft. As we come up on PVD, we're going to reset it. Let it turn. Once Crown turns white, it means we're going to be turning. It's going to speed reduction to 250. Just probably, I think, that right there. I'm going to slow down our speed now to 200, believe it or not, because we're going to come in here. Actually, no, we can keep it up to 220. Because we're going to come into here, and then here, and we're on the localizer, and we're going to be doing this at 6 times speed, so it's going to go by pretty quickly. We're going to put terrain on. And yeah, we're just going to wait. Alright, it's now dropped our speed. 6 times speed as it begins our descent down to 3,000. Should make that 5,000 open descent. We'll descend to 3,000 by Nabo because that's where you have to be at. It can be at 5,000 prior to that. This is kind of like making my own thing. So, yep, that's set. Engine start. I left engine start on that whole time. Oh crap, we're going too quickly. I didn't realize we turned. That's what I'm saying. It turns at the normal rate. It just speeds up your aircraft to like 6 times the speed it's going. Meaning it's not gonna turn as you would think it would. It doesn't just speed up the sim, it speeds up the aircraft speed. Speed brakes retracted. Speed brakes, we'll leave them where they are. We'll do a landing checklist and an approach checklist. This, I'm just gonna ignore because it's set to 1021. Okay, let's see where this goes. One tip, if you are flying this thing, never turn this off, because what happens is these windows all fog up and you can't see out of it. So never turn it off. Never turn window and probe heat off. Always keep it on, if you want clean windows. Alright. I know the terrain in Boston, I don't actually need the terrain on. Okay. We're gonna go down to 3,000 feet open descent, but we're gonna slow down to 190 knots. As Boston is somewhere over there. Not 100% sure. I can't see it from here. Alright, now that we're lined up, we're going to 6 times speed. Speed brake's full. We're gonna need 6 times speed, it's still gonna slow down the same. So, yeah. One last check, I'm just gonna confirm the ILS frequency is 109.5, but hold on. ILS 24 right saying 110.3. Nav radio. Okay, 110.3 it is. I just read it wrong. Okay. Open descent. I need you to start descending, please, and thank you. We need to be at 3,000 feet by here. Alright. We're going to turn on the ILS, and we're going to just go for the localizer capture. Because we are coming in a bit high. I know we need to be 900 feet, and we need to, decrease 900 feet by and above. But I think we're going to be okay. Yeah, I think we're going to be just fine. Alright, Boston is in fact in sight. That's when my 4 right identified, because I just know Boston, and I know that I know which direction I'm coming from. That's 4 right, that's 4 left. So that's the runway we're landing on. Alright, it's captured the localizer, it's now just working it to see where it goes. And I think we are going to make it down to 3,000 on time, which is good to hear. Flaps 1. Flaps 2 actually, we have plenty of speed to go down to flaps 2, and we're going to slow down to 175 knots. I like to take the approaches slow and steady. No need to speed up on this because we don't have any aircraft behind us for sequencing. So yeah. Once we get fully captured on this localizer, I'm going to go ahead and hit the approach mode, or once this drops down too low. I'm just going to hit approach mode now. Now, this is managed. Go around altitude 3,000 is set. So yeah. Approach course should be 035 according to the chart. And that looks like what we're going to hit. So yeah, that's good. Alright, we're going to leave flaps 2 until we decide that we're going to be dropping gear soon. 2 white, 2 red, we're in good shape. You will also get to see the Boston scenery that I have installed, because it is some amazing free rare scenery that I think personally is worth the highest for scenery. It's very detailed, very quality. It's one of Mr. X Library's sceneries, I believe. It might have been made by someone else just to function with it. I can't think of it off the top of my head right now. But yeah, here we go. Alright, speed checked, flaps 3. Okay. Now this is adjusting trim automatically, so we're good on that. Speed brakes can now be retracted and armed. I'm going to turn the brake fan on and medium. We're going to go down to 150 knots. Drop full flaps and gear. Gear's coming down. I have this view for taxiing. It's facing the other direction usually. Definitely a cool sight to see the gear come down. Okay, perfect.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have just been cleared to land at the arrival airport. Please make sure one last time your seatbelt is securely fastened.
Landing checklist.
The flight attendants are currently passing around the cabin to make a final compliance check and pick up any remaining cups and glasses. Thank you.
I'm going to bring the throttle back on my own just in case. Well, I say just in case. I am going to actually disconnect the auto throttle eventually. Like, why wouldn't I? There's no need for this to be an auto land. I will do the landing. Show you. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and disconnect the auto throttle. Hit that one so that we can go back to the normal view. And turn off the throttle. And then, yeah. Once we get closer to the runway, I'll disconnect the autopilot and we will get going with that. Okay, this is looking pretty good. We're dropping speed a little bit, so we're going to kick in some power. The thrusters don't have to be retarded right now. It can be at a decent amount. I'll probably leave it about 15% power. We're looking pretty low, although we are getting 2 white, 2 red, so we're right on the glide path. That is some wind right there. We are hitting some wind. Alright, autopilot's coming off. Hopefully the wind has been dealt with. Let's keep this approach nice and steady. Okay, we're a bit above the glide path. I'm going to retard the thrust early. 50. We are floating this way down the runway. There's our left touchdown. Reverser's out. We're going to have to slam on the brakes on this one. Bring the nose gear down. I'm going to go manual braking instantly. We're going to get hot brakes on this one. Releasing a little bit of power on the brakes. Thrust reverser's stowed. The brake fan is on, but we do have hot brakes. So we're just going to keep the thrust on low. If I need to slow down, like right now, I'm just going to activate reversers. I don't need to use the brakes anymore. And hot brakes are gone, so we're okay. They shouldn't have gotten too hot. It's not like I had them slammed on for a rejected takeoff. I only held them for a couple of seconds. So let's see, I think we're just going to taxi. Maybe hold on. How about we bring our flaps up. And then...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Arrival Airport. For your safety and comfort, we ask that you please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns off the fasten seatbelt sign. This will indicate that we have parked at the gate and that it is safe for you to move about. Please check around your seat for any personal belongings you may have brought on board with you, and please use caution when opening the overhead bins, as heavy articles may have shifted around during the flight. On behalf of our airlines and the entire crew, I'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Have a nice day.
Right now, we are parallel, almost. We're parallel with the runway we took off on in JFK. So yeah, I will do a replay of the landing so you can see how smooth it was from the outside. It probably wasn't all that smooth. Definitely, It definitely was a floater and it wasn't the best. But I'm hoping maybe it's a little bit smooth, but I'll for sure show you the replay. We do not even do taxiing at 50 knots right now. Yeah, I think we're just gonna cross 1.5 left here and continue on Mike, and then take a right on Foxtrot after crossing 1.5 right. Okay. Landing light. I'm gonna turn the landing light and runway turn off lights on because we're gonna cross a bunch of runways. Like we already did, but I'm not so concerned about lights unless I'm flying on VATSIM. I know it's a big deal, so yeah. Sorry I didn't get to show you the view. I'll put flaps full so you can just kind of watch it deploy. It's certainly a cool thing to see when flaps get deployed on an aircraft like this. That was almost flaps full right there. Kicking a little bit of throttle over slowing. That's flaps full, just so you know. It's definitely a cool sight. And we were veering off to the left. Is this Foxtrot? I can't even tell. This taxiway I think is Foxtrot. We're gonna take a right on it anyway and cross 2-2 right. Oh, it was Quebec. The next one is Foxtrot then. And the one after that's Charlie, that's Foxtrot. So we'll take Quebec. Can turn this off. We're literally just gonna park at a gate, put a parking brake on, and hit replay mode. Because I know it's a kind of a long time to wait to watch the just me taxiing across an entire airport. Because I landed on 4 right and I floated it. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have been able to take this a couple of minutes ago. We're gonna go park next to all these big airliners. I see Emirates, I see Qantas, or sorry, that's Virgin Atlantic, that's Delta back there. So yeah. This is kind of like Need for Speed 3 kind of taxiing. I'm not even remotely close to the center line. Doesn't really matter though. I'm not gonna clip anyone's wing or tail. So let me see if I can point it out. These 2 gates right here are the ones that I tend to use for the A330. So I believe it's Echo. It's like Echo. I can't even remember the stand number. I'll tell you if we go in. Let's see. Beep beep buddy. Poor little truck just got trucked. Alright. I'm gonna take this stand right here. We're gonna go down to this view so that I can see properly. I don't care if we really clip the wing of that Emirates right there. We should be okay. Matter of fact, we will be just fine. Stands are designed that way, so I'm gonna pull up right to the E331 and brake. And if he were to back out right now, he'd be 100% fine. I'm not even worried about it. I'm gonna leave the beacon and strobe. Actually, strobe can come off, beacon can stay on. And yeah, we're just gonna turn the parking brake on and do the replay. Parking brake on, we're gonna go here and we're gonna go Alt R and we're gonna bring this back. That's really far. Alright there. Okay, here we go. I'm pretty sure those close actually afterwards. I could be wrong. Alright, here we go. Shift 3, and we're just gonna watch this from here. We'll watch it from a couple of views. This is gonna be one of them. Right, I wanted to touch down pretty much right about there, and then I pulled up. I flared it a lot. And then that happened. I think that was a pretty smooth landing. Let me check a different view. Let's go from this view here. Certainly was a rocky approach, but I think on touchdown, it was pretty smooth. Oh yeah, that was butter. Butter, just, you know, look at this. I see smoke, I'm gonna pause it. Butter, but you know, that was the touchdown zone. This is where I touched down. So I really need to figure out how to land this thing. I'm going for smooth, not for timing. I need to fix that. Because if I had actually touched down back there, one, I wouldn't have actually needed to use full brakes, like full manual brakes and reverse thrusters. I would have used reverse thrusters, but it would have been medium auto brake and then manual braking, and I probably would have been able to get off here or here. I tend to get off here. Instead, I didn't do it right. Even still, I could have made this if I wanted to, but I stowed the thrusters, and I let go of the brakes because they were really hot, and so I just taxied off here. Anyway, let me know what you thought of that landing in the comments section below. Go ahead and rate it if you'd like, and let me know what you'd like to see in the future. Let me show you the aircraft that I have really quick that I can do for you. The Viper jet, I do have that. I'll be getting something. It's too hard to fly with a Sci-Tech yoke, but hopefully, you know, with Christmas coming up, maybe something a little bit more reliable and something more realistic to control that would be cool. I can go up and do some aerobatics in the air. The Lancer Legacy FG, that's a good similar feeling to like a Cirrus, but definitely different. Doesn't have the same cockpit. Cessna 172, 747 and 37, A320 and 30. So yeah, let me know what you want to see next. I cannot do the MD-82. I do not know how to fly that aircraft, so if you ask for that, I'm sorry, but I can't. But yeah, let me know what you want me to do in the comment section below, and thanks for watching. Have a good day, or night, or wherever it might be.